Number one source for local news, WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
The U.S. Supreme Court issues an opinion agreeing with the North Carolina Supreme Court regarding redistricting. The justices ruled against North Carolina lawmakers in a case about how much power they should have over federal elections. Also, an NC State grad student now faces charges in connection with the murder of Christina Matos. Plus, Raleigh police have identified a man killed in an early morning crash and what may have contributed to it. We have a lot of news to tell you about. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Just after 10 a.m. is when the U.S. Supreme Court issued that opinion that has gained national attention. This is the case officially known as Moore versus Harper. It's centered on the congressional boundaries North Carolina's lawmakers drew last year. They had been ruled unconstitutional by the state Supreme Court, which led to this national lawsuit. It had the chance to affect elections here in North Carolina and really all across the country. WRAL's NC Capitol team has followed redistricting and the legal challenges all along the way, and state government reporter Will Doran joins us live right now to explain some of the implications. Will?
Yeah, so Jeff, first off, this is not going to have any effect on past votes here in North Carolina. We're not going to have to redo elections or anything like that, but it might affect the state's representation in Congress in the future, starting in 2024. The big national news, however, is that the court has rejected a theory called the independent state legislature theory that the legislature here was pushing. State lawmakers had argued that state courts should be banned from ruling their actions unconstitutional when it comes to federal elections.
Okay, so it could have affected elections for Congress, presidential election, if the court hadn't shot this down today. Is that right?
Exactly. So, for example, this was actually the same legal theory that former President Donald Trump had tried using to remain in power despite losing in 2020. Obviously did not work then, but critics had feared that if North Carolina had won this case today, a future president could have done that. And so they worried that, honestly, it would have harmed the basic foundations of American democracy.
So national elections won't be changed by this ruling and won't change past elections from North Carolina. What does it mean for us here in North Carolina specifically?
So for us, we are looking ahead to the future. It wasn't a total loss for Republican lawmakers here in that the court is letting them move ahead with their plans that they already had to redraw our congressional maps later this summer. People may know we've got 14 seats in Congress right now. That's split evenly, 7 Democrats, 7 Republicans. That happened in the 2022 elections under actually court-ordered maps, but those are going to go away before 2024. And the new maps are expected to be much more favorable to Republican candidates, probably giving them 10 or 11 out of those 14 seats. We don't know exactly yet what that's going to look like, but it should be happening in the next few months here.
Well, there's a lot that's happened in the last couple of hours. We know that, and as it's hitting the national stage and all of the national programs as well. Will, thanks for this. I know you keep an eye on it in the future as this moves on. And for more on today's decision, I want to let folks know what it means for voters here and across the country. You can go to nccapital.com for more on Will's reporting. Will, thank you.
Now to more breaking news. An NC